educators, it's Jebeh Edmonds here, and I'm so excited to share with you a wonderful, colorful, mystical book called The Land of the Four Winds. It is written by Veronica Freeman Ellis, a fellow Liberian author, hey girl, and illustrated by Sylvia Walker. This book was written in 1993, but it's a classic in its own right. It talks about using different dialects, especially in Bassa. Bassa is a tribe in Liberia, one of 16 tribes in Liberia. My grandmother was a Bassa woman. There is a Niji, the evil water spirit that comes to the land in this ancient kingdom and takes out all the color and life in this area. And the Dabo and the four winds need to come together and summon somebody to bring color and life and vibrancy back to their land. So you're going to see a little boy named Tonier that's on the cover and how he helps solve that problem and bringing color and light back into the world. I read this book for the first time 9 years ago. My uncle passed away when I was teaching, and I thought to myself that I needed to read a book to connect to my family. And this book was just that. It had the dialects that I grew up listening to with my grandmother, and it also had that feeling of staying connected, even if you are far away. And after I got done reading this book, and my students knew that I was really sad about missing my uncle, one of my first graders looked up at me with his beautiful eyes and said, "Don't worry, Mrs. Edmonds. He's back up with the four winds." And that made my heart just sing. That the eyes of the child knew that even though he didn't know my uncle and he didn't know how much my uncle meant to me, he knew that just him saying, "Don't worry, Mrs. Edmonds, he's back in the land of the four winds," gave me peace at the time I needed it. So teachers, you know, we all go through things, and this book helps you in just that feeling of peace and calm. When you're reading this book, the dialect is different, and you'll hear and see some English idioms because Liberia's main language is English. We were founded by freed Black American slaves that came back to Africa in the 1820s. We started our country in 1847. So a lot of people, when they see me and meet me for the first time, kind of sit back and go, "You don't sound like you're from Africa." And I always tell them, well, English is my home language. From Liberia, we do speak English. But our dialects and our different tribal dialects have different languages and different meanings with them. Even if you're not familiar with different dialects, this book has a wonderful glossary that talks about the different Bassa words and the different idioms. You know what, English teachers? Idioms that go along with the book. So for example, "My heart lay down" just talks about me being content. I'm satisfied. Deconti means there's a time for everything. My father passed away last year, and he used to always tell me, "Jebeh, deconti. There's a time for everything, man. Take time." And reading this book again also gets me choked up because I'm thinking about my daddy. And when I'm reading this book to my fifth graders this year, I know that my daddy and my uncle and all the ancestors before me are in the land of the four winds. They're connected. They're at peace. And as a teacher, bringing that vibrancy and that color back into a drab world, especially at this time in our lives. We could all use a little color and vibrancy, and this book does exactly that. I am so pleased to share that I have written a companion lesson plan that goes along with this book. Also included is a glossary that your students can take home to share with their families. You're going to learn about Tonier and Dabo and Sondiga and all the different winds and their names and how they bring the land, back to color. So grab this book, The Land of the Four Winds. You need that extra color and vibrancy into your classroom shelves today. Also, check out JebehEdmonds.com to order lesson plans that go along with this book. And I also have plenty more lesson plans and plenty more variety out there as well. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to JebehEdmonds.com and Jebeh Edmonds Cultural Corner. Take care now.